صلوات علی محمد و آل محمد. برنامه مسجد الرسول آغاز میکنیم به نام خالق زیبایی‌ها و فرارسیدن شهادت جانگداز حضرت ابا عبدالله الحسین را به کافه از مسلمانان جهان به خصوصا حضار محترم تسلیت به عرض میرسانیم. تلاوت قرآن عظیم الشان از آیه 62 تا 70 توسط سید باقر آقا تلاوت خواهد شد تا آمدنشان یک صلوات محمدی پسند ختم کنیم.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألا إن أولياء الله لا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. الذين آمنوا وكانوا يتقون لهم البشرى في الحياة الدنيا وفي الآخرة لا تبديل لكلمات الله ذلك هو الفوز العظيم. ولا يحزنك قولهم إن العزة لله جميعا هو السميع العليم. ألا إن لله من في السماوات ومن في الأرض وما يتبع الذين يدعون من دون الله شركاء إن يتبعون إلا الظن وإن هم إلا يخرصون. هو الذي جعل لكم الليل لتسكنوا فيه والنهار مبصرا إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يسمعون. إن عندكم من سلطان بهذا أتقولون على الله ما لا تعلمون قل إن الذين يفترون على الله الكذب لا يفلحون متاع في الدنيا ثم إلينا مرجعهم ثم نذيقهم العذاب الشديد بما كانوا يكفرون صدق الله العلي العظيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. ای مردم، آگاه باشید. به درستی که بر اولیای الله، دوستان خدا، نه بیمی هست و نه اندوهگین خواهند شد. آنان که ایمان دارند در همه حال پرهیزکاری می کنند. در زندگی این دنیا و در آخرت برایشان بشارت هاست. در سخنان خدا دگرگونی نیست. در واقع این کامیابی بزرگی است. ای پیغمبر، گفتارشان تو را اندوهگین نکند، زیرا که همه قدرت و عزت از آن خداست. اوست که شنوا و داناست. ای مردم، آگاه باشید. به درستی که هرچه در آسمان و زمین است از آن خداست و آنچه که مشرکان غیر خدا را به عنوان شریکان او پرستش می کنند جز گمان باطل خود را پیروی نمی کنند و کاری جز دروغ و بیهوده انجام نمی دهند. اوست که برایتان شب را قرار داد تا در آن بیارامید و روز روشن را تا چیزها را در آن ببینید. به راستی که در این برای مردمی که میشنوند نشانه هاست. میگویند خدا فرزندی گرفته است. پاک و منزه و بی‌نیاز است او. هرچه در آسمان ها و در زمین است از آن اوست. شما را بر این سخن دلیلی نیست. آیا درباره خدا چیزی میگویید که نمیدانید؟ بگو ای پیغمبر، آنان که به خدا دروغ را افترا میزنند هرگز رستخوار نخواهند شد. برخورداری ناچیز این دنیاست. سرانجام بازگشت به سوی ما خواهد بود. سپس طعم عذاب شدید را به سبب کفر ورزیدنشان به آنها خواهیم نشاند. صلوات.
In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Look, they are the friends of Allah, will indeed have no fear, nor will they grieve. Those who have faith and are God-wary. For them is good news in the life of this world and in the hereafter. There is no altering the words of Allah. That is the great success. Do not grieve at their remarks. Indeed, all might belongs to Allah. He is the all-hearing and the all-knowing. Look, to Allah indeed belongs whoever is in the heavens and whoever is on the earth. What do they pursue who invoke partners besides Allah? They merely follow conjectures and they just make surmises. It is He who made the night for you that you may rest in, and the day to provide visibility. They are indeed signs, and that for people who listen. They say Allah has taken a son. Immaculate is He. He is the all-sufficient. To Him belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is in the earth. You have no authority for this. Do they attribute to Allah what you do not know? Say, indeed, those who fabricate lies against Allah will not be fallacious. An enjoyment in this world. Then to us shall be their return. Then we shall make them taste the severe punishment because of what they used to defy. Sadaqallahu al-Aliyyul Azim.
خب برای سرسلامتی این سه برادر ما برای خودشان و خانوادهشان صلوات محمدی پسند ختم کنید. و در بخش دوم برنامه هم از طرف خواهرها مطلب تهیه کردن و پیش از او از جناب محترم آقای دکتر رضا خواهش میکنیم تشریف بیارن که مطلبی دارن به سهم شما برسه تا آمدنشان که صلوات محمدی پسند ختم.
سلام علیکم. فقط به میخواستم یک اعلان زیارتی داشته باشم، دیگه کدام چیزی ندارم. اعلان زیارتی به این معنی که یک پیکیجی است که از تاریخ 12 اکتبر تا 22 یا 26، یعنی دو چیز است، دو آپشن است. از تاریخ 12 اکتبر تا 26 یا 22 پروگرام اربعین حسینی علیه السلام است. هر کسی که میخواین که ثبت نام کنه یا میخواین چی کنن، مثل دفعه گذشته میتونین که ثبت نام کنین پیش ما یا پیش دو سال دیگر به شما معرفی میکنیم. پیکیجش 2500 دلار و دفعه پیکیج دوم ما که است به 20 دسامبر تا 2 جنوری است. از 20 دسامبر تا 2 جنوری مثل پارسال که رفتن دوستا دیگه. او هم تقریبا از اینجا 2800 است، ولی از نیویورک هر کس که تکت بگیره 2500. فقط برای او برای 12 روز و ای برای 14 روز یا 10 روز، هر کدامش که خود شما انتخاب میکنه، به اختیار شما. فقط دونه باز هنوز وقت مانده زیاده تا 40 هر کس که میره لیست خود بدن. تشکر.
خب در بخش دوم برنامه از طرف برادرها کسی نیست و از طرف خواهرها انسیا نقوی پلیز کم فورورد. اللهم صل علی
Assalamu alaikum. First of all, I want to extend my condolences to all of the Mu'mineen on the death of Prophet Muhammad's son, the martyr of martyrs, the apple of Bibi Fatma's eyes, and the brother of the youth of paradise, our Mawla and Savior, Hussein ibn Ali. As we start Muharram, I want to share 4 narrations that illustrate the great benefits of commemorating the sacrifice of Hussein. These narrations are listed in Nafas al-Mahmoon by Sheikh Abbas Gummi. Number 1, Imam Jafar Sadiq has said, "The sigh of him who is aggrieved for us and distressed because of the injustice encountered by us is glorification of Almighty Allah, and his concern with our affair is considered worship, and his concealment of our secrets is struggle for the sake of Almighty Allah." Number 2, the following is a conversation between Imam Jafar Sadiq and Musmi Gardeen. Imam Jafar Sadiq begins by asking Gardeen, "Then do you remember the troubles which were inflicted on Imam Hussein?" Gardeen replied in the affirmative. The Imam asked again, Are you then disturbed by it? Gardin replied, Verily, yes, by Allah. And this grief affects me such that the people of my family see these effects upon my face. And I even leave my meals while this sorrow becomes apparent on my cheeks. Imam Sadiq said, May Allah have mercy upon your tears. Verily, you are of those people who are afflicted by our grief, those who rejoice at our prosperity and lament over our sorrows, and who are attached to us in a time of dread and peace. In fact, when you die, you will find our blessed forefathers close to you, and they will counsel the angel of death regarding you. And glad tidings shall be given to you, which will illuminate your eyes. Then he shall be more compassionate and merciful towards you than a mother is to her son. Saying this, the Imam started weeping, and Gardin could not control his tears. The Imam then continued by saying, Praise be to Allah, who with his mercy has exalted us over all creatures and favored our household, the Ahlul Bayt, with his blessings. O Musmi, verily the heavens and the earth have been lamenting since the time the commander of the faithful, Imam Ali, was martyred. The angels who weep over us are numerous, and their tears have never dried up from the time of our martyrdom. And there is none who does not lament over us. And no one weeps over us and our afflictions, except that Allah sends his blessings upon him before his tears fall on his cheeks from his eyes. And if one tear which has fallen from their eyes is thrown in the pit of hell, its heat will cool down as if no fire has ever existed there. The one whose heart feels pain for us will rejoice on the day he sees us during his death, and his delight will remain intact till he meets us at the fountain of Kausar. Kausar itself will be contented to our friends, and such delicacies will be placed in his mouth that he will not be ready to move away from there. Number 3, Imam Ali Raza said, Whoever avoids attending to his worldly affairs on the 10th of Muharram, Allah will fulfill all the wishes and desires of this world as well as in the hereafter. Whoever considers this day to be a day of mourning, sorrow, and weeping for himself, Allah the Glorified will make the day of Qiyamah to be a day of rejoicing for him, and his eyes will be cooled in paradise on account of us. And whoever considers this day of 10th Muharram to be a good day of prosperity and buys something for his house, considering it a good omen, then Allah will not give him affluence in that thing. And on the day of Qiyamah, he will be made to arise along with Yazid and Umar ibn Siyad. May Allah's curse be on all of them, and will be thrown into the lowest abyss of hell. Lastly, Imam Jafar Sadiq has said, There is none who recites elegis in the praise of Imam Hussein, and himself weeps besides making others weep, except that Allah will make paradise obligatory for him and forgive him. These are just some of the narrations shared in Nafas al-Mahmoon. They emphasize the great reward in commemorating the great tragedy of Karbala. May Allah accept the sadness and tears we shed for Prophet Muhammad's son. Please recite a salawat.
Okay, for Insiana Qawi and his family, loud salawat. خوب از طرف خواهرم خانم افضلی هم نمیفهم شعر داره یا مقاله است بیاریم برشان همونجا یا تشریف میاره
بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. خیز و جام نیلی کن، روزگار ماتم شد، دور عاشقان آمد، نوبت محرم شد. پای خون دل وا کن، دست موج پیدا کن، رو به سوی دریا کن، ساحل مهیا شد. گریه کن گلاب افشان، گل به خاک می افتد. باد مهرگان آمد، قامت علی خم شد. نبض جاده بیدار است، بوی خون خورشید است. کوفه رفتن مسلم، دوری ها مسلم شد. مای خون گواه آمد، جوش اشک و آه آمد. رایت سیاه آمد، کربلا مجسم شد. هر که رو به سایل کرد، آب روی سایل شد. خنده را ز خاطر برد، آن که گریه محرم شد. تشنه اضطراب آورد، آب می شود عباس. تشنه اضطراب آورد، آب می شود عباس. او فرات خیبر شد، مرتضی مصمم شد. نوبت حسین آمد که آورد به میدان روح. نه فلک به جوش آمد، منقلب دو عالم شد. خاک شعله پوش آمد، شب در خروش آمد. آسمان به جوش آمد، کشته اسم اعظم شد. بر سر از غم زهرا خاک می کند مریم. بر سر از غم زهرا خاک می کند مریم. با مصیبت خاتم تازه داغ آدم شد. با مصیبت خاتم تازه داغ آدم شد. صلوات.
خب برای خانم افضلی هم و فامیلشان صلوات محمدی پسند ختم کن. و بنده هم یک قطع شعری است از علامه کمپانی در رابطه با شهادت حضرت امام حسین صلی الله سروده. صلوات بر محمد و آل محمد. باز این چه آتش است که بر جان عالم است. باز این چه شعله و غم و اندوه ماتم است. باز این حدیث حادثه جان گداز چیست؟ باز این چه قصه است که با غصت و غم است؟ این جان گذاست که در ملک دل بپاست. با لشکر عزاست که در کشور غم است. آفاق پر ز شعله و برق و خروش و رعد. با ناله پیاپی و آی دمادم است. زین قصه سر به چاک گریبان کروبیان. در زیر بار غصه قد قدسیان خم است. گلزار دهر کشته خزان از سموم قهر. گویا ربیع ماتم و مای محرم است. مای تجلی و می خوبان بود به عشق. روز و بروز جذبه جان باز عالم است. مشکوت نور و کوکب در نشأتین، مصفا سالکان طریق وفا و سین. بارها گو پیامبر که علی جان من است، هم به جان علی و اسم محمد صلوات. خب در بخش سوم برنامه هم سخنرانی حجت الاسلام المسلمین آقای مدرس مستفید خواهیم شد تا آمدنشان از صلوات محمدی پسند ختم کنیم.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Just a quick announcement. You will see on the door is also posted. Blood drive for Ashura and for Muharram this year will be on Sunday, September 8th, starting at 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. There is a sign-up sheet. You can talk to Dr. Riza here, or you can, on the sister side, I think Sister Ensia will be able to help, inshallah, and Sister Amina Haidar as well. So please sign up to make sure you know the time. This is the same day as the day of Julus, so make sure, inshallah, get the timing accurately, that you be able to do it, inshallah, before going for Julus if you are planning. If for whatever reason you cannot make it, so please get the afternoon time slot, so the others who are going for Julus be able to get the morning one. So inshallah, talk to organizers. Again, this is a great help from the Imamiya Medics, Southern California, and also the great work of Dr. Iza, who alhamdulillah been a pioneer in this case. This year, alhamdulillah, there are 2 more centers, Jafariya and Zainabiya, who are doing also blood drive. So inshallah, we pray that this great initiative, which is a good way to help others and inshallah promote the message of Sayyid al-Shuhada alayhi salam, get stronger, and inshallah we see the echo of this great initiative all over the Southern California, inshallah, entire United States. There are a lot of regions already been doing it, but those who are, I think in Southern California, at least as much as I know, we were first in Masjid al-Rasool, alhamdulillah. So we're happy that we are starting a good tradition. And Prophet said, the one who pioneered a good tradition, any other growth on that initiative, they will be, inshallah, getting a part of that reward and that thawab, inshallah. So that's regarding the announcement for the blood drive on the September 8th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Second announcement, I understand there's a lot of people who approach us with a lot of problems that they heard or they know about. So there's cases about people asking for charity organization or in general helping people in need. And I usually said, okay, inshallah, we do our best to help, but I don't make a lot of announcement because then the regular program will be easily altered and affected by so many announcements. But this specific case, because it's urgent, I'm making an additional announcement tonight, and I already did it on Friday night. As I mentioned, there's a sister who is in urgent need of a kidney transplant, and they're asking for help. We already collected 3,500, but the goal that they need is 10,000 for the kidney operation. If you need more information about this person, you can talk to Haji Zia, or you can talk to me and I put you in touch with the right people. And if you want to, even can send the money directly to the hospital that is performing the surgery. So there's a lot of proofs provided to make sure this is a legit case of somebody in need of help. So if you're able to help, please talk to us. Alhamdulillah, as I said, they were able to collect the 3,500, and the rest, inshallah, with the help of the mu'mineen, be able to help. One of the sisters said that they're planning to start a GoFundMe page, so I'm not sure if this is started or not. If they started that GoFundMe page, I'll let you know about that as well. So, inshallah, do your best in this month of Muharram to contribute and help as much as you can for the health and well-being of all those who are in need of prayers, those who are in hospitals, those who are ill. We pray for their quick healing and shafa and recovery with the salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيت الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المكرمين سيما بقية الله في السماوات والأراضين روحي وأرواحنا وأرواح العالمين له الفداء. قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن الكريم وجعلناكم أمة وسطا لتكونوا شهداء على الناس ويكون الرسول عليكم شهيدا. The topic of this Muharram, if you remember from last night, is to pursue tranquility and serenity through the lesson and the teaching of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. And we mentioned why I specifically chose this topic, because one thing is to be comfortable and have a comfortable life. It's very different to have a peaceful life. And these two are not necessarily dependent on one another. So you could have a very peaceful life and not a comfortable life. Imam Hussein's life is an example of that. A man who says, I experience joy and pleasure at the peak of difficulty that I'm dealing with. This is what we consider a peaceful life. Somebody who says, I am pleased and I'm happy even when my children are slaughtered. Or for a woman to say, I saw nothing but beauty in the face of all tragedies. This is a peaceful heart. A heart of what we call nafs mutma'innah. A soul that is calm, have serenity and tranquility. And we believe one of the examples of this ayah from Surah Fajr, Ya ayyatuha nafsul mutma'innah, O the soul that you're at peace and you're at the state of tranquility, irji'i ila rabbiki radiyatan mardiya. Return to your Lord, means the state of leaving this life and death, at the state of satisfaction and pleasure. One thing is to die with regret, one is to die with grief and pain, one is to die with the state of pleasure, satisfaction. And inshallah, we can learn a lot from the sacrifice of Imam Hussein to pursue that life. Because I mentioned we live a very comfortable life. Ask your parents and grandparents, they tell you about how difficult life was and how easy, how convenient life is today. You know, we have fast food, we have microwave food, and as you know, it's very, very simple to prepare a meal. Compare with the past that you should literally go and prepare everything, from shopping all the way finding some wood fire and try to start a fire and make some food. And technology made things are much more easier, much more convenient. Even this year at Hajj, it was very clear to me, because last time I went to Hajj, I did not have internet. And my Hajj with internet was very different. You'd learn a lot about your surrounding. You don't get lost. I did not. I based on experience, but also because of the GPS, it make it very, very convenient. And also even in a good way, because in the old time, they used to come and grab your dua book and they don't let you recite. Now everybody have a phone, so you have a phone and you can recite whatever you want. It's much more convenient. But at the same time, we are not living a peaceful life. Even in Hajj, I felt that. Even during the time of pilgrimage, that we're supposed to exercise patience and endurance and sacrifice and forgiveness, you see people getting upset, short-tempered, sometimes shouting for no reason. And why is that? These devices that we are carrying make a lot of things comfortable, but not necessarily, they do not make us more peaceful. One sign of that is that in the old time, if somebody wants to come to a program in Muharram, you sit down and you kind of disconnect from everything, right? Your job, your work, whatever problem you had, you come, you sit down, you listen, or you take a nap, by the way. Even in the old time, they used to, the topic was not very relevant to them, or they were very tired, they take a nap. But we're living in a time that nap is not even an option. We easily get distracted by notification. Okay, there's a notification from Twitter or from Instagram, from Facebook, and we easily mentally frustrated and sometimes tired of constantly checking them. And it is a commodity to find. Just be peaceful. To find a moment of, as I mentioned, serenity. So last night I mentioned, in order to acquire serenity, we need to start with rejection of what we consider to be taghut. Allah in Quran said, لا إكراه في الدين قد تبين الرشد من الغي فمن يكفر بالطاغوت ويؤمن بالله فقد استمسك بالعروة الوثقى. So the first step to acquire tranquility, this nafs mutma'inna, this soul that is at peace and calm. In order to get that, we have to reject taghut. That's number one. And step number two is to acquire iman, to acquire faith. But first we have to clean the house. Before you bring the new furniture, first you have to get rid of the old one. So in the spiritual world is the same concept, is the same metaphor applied. That first we have to clean up. Means if there is taghut, what is taghut? Let's talk about that, because I promise we talk about that tonight. So if you want to have, inshallah, a very organized ways of remembering this, first of all, inshallah, these lectures are recorded, so if you need to go back and get idea what we said, if it was a piece that you need basically to review, that's available, but you can take notes, or you can at least take a mental note. That's also an option. Or you can take a nap. That's an also, if your phone lets you, you can take a nap as well. The idea is that in Quran says first you have to start to acquiring peace. We have to start with rejection of transgression. Taghut, the roots of the word taghut come from tagha. Tagha means when somebody pass a boundary, when somebody pass a red line, a line. When somebody transgress means, let's say if there is a border and somebody illegally, pass the border. That's one form of tughyan. When there is shore and there is basically an expected level of water to rise, when the water overpassed that level, they call that tughyan. That's the transgression. That's the overpass. And in a spiritual concept is that when somebody lose the path of balance, when somebody lose the path of i'tidal, moderation and balance, that's when tughyan happen. Remember I give example of the cup, of a bowl of water. When it's overflow, that's what the tughyan is, the transgression happen. When the water is exactly at the same level as the cups, it's full, that's fine. That's balance, right? That's balance. That's the acceptable level. But when it overflowed, that's an unacceptable level. Recite the salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. So transgression means when you are committing an offense, when you break a law, you break a rule. In the case of Quran, when you break the rules of your fitrah, your inherent nature, that's when the tughyan happen. The nature of the man, we're supposed to be balanced. If we are balanced in every aspect of our life, we are following the command of God. Where is the proof? The verse I recited in the beginning from Surah Baqarah. Allah said, you Muslims, the plan for you was to be a balanced nation. وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا. We made this religion to be a path of what we call the middle path. Wasat means middle. Middle path means the path of staying away from excesses. Not overdoing, not underdoing, balance. Understanding what is the right amount of everything. When it comes to eating, don't go to bulimia and being anorexic. Don't be overeating and binge eating. Balance in the middle. That was the nation's plan. That was this ummah of the Prophet's plan for it. And said other religion, unfortunately, they lost that path. One of them went all for the life after death. There's nothing in this life. You don't get married. You ban all form of pleasure of this life only for the sake of the life coming. That's an imbalance because we live on this world. There should be a plan for this world as well. And there's other side, which is imbalance as well, which is transgression as well. The one who say all is dunya. And by the way, recently I've heard some Muslims saying that. When you say everything is here, there is no, forget about life after death, forget about day of judgment. Hell and heaven is here. How many of you heard this statement? Probably so many. Hell and heaven is here. Where there's no hell, there's no heaven. Everything is here. But the examples they use, it's very different. So what I mean by that is that you can make a world that is very good, or you can make a world that is hell. So you can contribute for the betterment of this life or worsening it. But the dangerous mentality about this is that this world does not have the capacity of the ultimate justice. And I tell you why. We say we try to do our best, help others, use mercy and compassion with others, but we cannot control what other people do. You can be very honest, very trustworthy, and others, they do not reciprocate. They do not return the favor. Quran says, "Hal jaza'ul ihsan illa al-ihsan." Is the return of favor somebody's, helping you? Is there anything? And so, unless you reciprocate, you return the favor. It's very straightforward. It's common sense. Hal jaza'ul ihsan illa al-ihsan. When somebody help you with something, offer you some form of help, you do the same. But Allah said not everybody does it. Unfortunately, not many people actually follow that. Example of that, children. Some children, parents sacrifice everything for them, but the return is not, it returned ihsan with ihsan. As an example. Partnership, friendship, right? Teachers, students. Not every student is respectful of the teachers. Not every partner is respectful of the right of their partner. That's the reason you can do your best, but you cannot expect the world to be like you. You do your best, but you understand that if your idea is, if people are good, I will be good. I treat others the way they treat me. Then this world will not be a livable place. A very amicable, very despicable image of the life that we can have. And when you look at the life of the Imam al-Hussein and his grandfather Prophet and the Ahlul Bayt as a whole, you see that their motto of life was not that. They didn't say, if people disrespect us, we're going to give up on them. If people broke their pact and covenant and promises, we're going to give up on them. They did not do that. Ali ibn Abi Talib, for 25 years, he sat down because people did not stood by his rightly position. But after 25 years, they came begging and he gave him another chance. In those 25 years, he did not give up on them. He consulted. He did his best to minimize the damage that could occur to the ummah of the Prophet. Imam was saying the people of Kufa, they broke their promises. They broke their promises, but he did not give up on them. He still preached them until people like Hur and people similar to Hur, they changed their side. When Hur blocked the path of Imam Hussein, this is before they reached the ultimate level of which is eventually they reached Karbala. This is prior to Karbala. They were not even close to Euphrates yet. So we have that Imam Hussein told his companions and his family to give Hur and his army water, because they had some water. When you travel long distance at that time, you have some form of saving, some water source to take with you. He said these people are thirsty. Even their horses, if they're thirsty, give them water. Even although they are the same people who stopped and they blocked the path, they did not let Imam Hussein to move forward. This is not the motto of Imam Hussein. They're bad, we're going to be bad. It doesn't work like that. Even in Quran, we have idea of qisas, right? That eye, for an eye, we heard that the eye is a is a biblical rule and law. But at the end of the qisas verse, at the end of that rule, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَإِن تَعْفُوا أَقْرَبُ لِلتَّقْوَى. If you forgive, that's closer to be pious. So that is the ultimate path. So to answer the question, how to acquire a life of tranquility and serenity, lesson number one is that we have to reject transgression. Means we have to reject imbalance. You have to stay away from it. And in other words, the opposite way of saying the same rule is we must have i'tidal in life. If we have a proper moderation in life, and I come to the meaning of that, not the modern definition of moderation, the one that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that we're meant to be a middle nation. We are a nation that's supposed to exercise i'tidal, iqtisad, the middle path. And by the way, just be careful about, I'm a moderate Muslim. No, we are Muslim. The word moderation is part of Islam. There is no reason we add an adjective to make it moderate. Unfortunately, sometimes we repeat what a lot of Islamophobe and people who are literally opposing our faith publicly, they feed us information and we repeat it without knowing. Oh, I'm a moderate Muslim. What do you mean? If I'm Muslim without the word moderate means I'm extreme? So the word Islam itself does not have moderation? Yes, somebody could be extremist, but a Muslim, it means is already moderate. We don't need that title. And by the word moderation, what we mean is what Imam al-Kadhim alayhi salatu wassalam said. Recite the salawat. This is the hadith I want you to remember. What is the path of i'tidal? What is this moderation that we are talking about? Not the one that they're feeding us. A moderate Muslim is the one who doesn't pray, but just come for Ramadan. That's a moderate Muslim. Eat once in a while halal. Drink occasionally. That's a moderate Muslim. If you don't drink, if you only eat halal, it's extremist Muslim for some reason. Not that definition. The definition Imam Kazim alayhi salam says is very, very inclusive. Imam says the path of moderation is that you do not give up on your faith because of your dunya, because of this life. You do not sell your religion because of this life. And, again, the exact opposite, that you do not sell your dunya because of your religion. Do not sacrifice your dunya because of religion. Let's say if somebody live a very miserable life in the name of religion, that's not acceptable. We have stories of the people who misunderstand the meaning of living a life of what we call with zuhud, simplicity, without luxury, without basically all these glamour. We have that Imam Sadiq alayhi salam was wearing a not expensive, not a glamorous shirt, but a good shirt. A pseudo-Sufi, a fake one, came to Imam Sadiq and said, why you're not following the path of your grandfather Ali? He used to wear this very, very simple clothing, and it was, much more of a zahid and simplistic lifestyle. Why you're following this path of being so attached and luxury. And Imam alayhi salam said, what are you talking about? What life of luxury? When Allah gave you some form of blessing, Allah wants us to see that blessing. We cannot lie about it. My grandfather Ali lived in a different time. At his time, Muslims had a different status of financial abilities. My time is different. And then Imam removed the shirt and said, look at this shirt. This is an uncomfortable shirt. This is the one that actually reminds me of what, the dunya is about. That all the comfort of dunya is not going to replace the comfort of akhirah. Or when Imam Baqir was working on a farm, another pseudo-Sufi, a fake one, or at least the one that they're confused, Imam was literally using a shovel, working, sweating. He passed by and said, Ya Muhammad ibn Ali, which means the name of the Imam Baqir. If at this moment the angel of death comes and takes your life, how you be able to face your grandfather prophet that you're wasting your time for this life? Instead of praying, instead of worshiping God, you're working on a farmer for the sake of this life. That you're money hungry or dunya or wealth hungry. And Imam said, if I meet my Lord at this moment, I will meet him at the state of worship. Because I'm working in order to do not put my burden on the shoulders of others. I'm working in order to have a source of income to help my family and others. And this is a halal income, as my grandfather said. To acquire this income is equivalent of the struggle, jihad fi sabilillah. Is for somebody to acquire halal income, lawful income, is equivalent of doing a struggle for the sake of God. Jihad fi sabilillah. So I will not be embarrassed, and I'm proud of what I do and this sweat because I'm working. The imbalance is when these are, the boundaries are not met. The transgression happens. When somebody uses too much dunya, that the religion unfortunately being undermined. I don't have time for, I've heard people say, I'm busy with work, I cannot even pray. I'm so busy with the school that I cannot even pray. How many minutes we're talking about prayers? Just the wajib prayers you don't have? Yeah, I'm so busy. Or because of my coworkers, they're drinking, I can't just, say no when they're offering me a drink. It's awkward. It's weird. These are when you sell your faith because of dunya. The opposite side is the one who doesn't work. And work, what we mean is not literally labor work. Somebody could do, as a modern world we live in, it could be a cognitive work. It's not necessarily for somebody to use a shovel or pick up bricks. You can be an accountant and literally sitting with your computer and do work. But if somebody, let's say, because of the religion, they don't do the work. Because of in the name of religion, they give up. And I've heard people like that the family complain that, okay, of course I'm a religious person too, but this person does not work. Ultimately, the family needs some form of support. As an obligation on a husband to provide for the family. As an obligation on the wife to spend time to take care of the family, especially her husband. These are obligations. These are not, it's okay if you have time. No, it's an obligation. For men is to provide a financial stability, emotional stability. For wife is also to provide that emotional stability in the house. And I say, I'm busy with prayers. Our faith have that balance. The reason we do not find that serenity and tranquility is because we don't have that balance. We work, no time for spiritual breathing, and then we get exhausted. And then we take pills to be happy. And then we go to this and that and take Advil and take that painkillers, and thanks to the opioid crisis that exists, without knowing, now we're hooked on painkillers. That we cannot live without them for some reason. All due respect to all the medical doctors, but there's some of them that even misdiagnose pushing certain pills, and it exists. It's not to do not trust your doctor, trust your doctor. But please do not advise your doctor to give you more pills. That lack of tranquility happens and occurs when we don't have that balance. Or somebody who literally just, oh, let me do this prayers and that prayers and that prayers, and they don't go out to actually do something. And you see that they eventually even they get depressed and said, I thought if I pray I will not be depressed. I said, yes, you have to pray. But there should be balance, because even in Quran, Allah said to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the ayah was revealed because Prophet was praying too much. Too much. And by the way, how many of us we have that problem? Too much. That until a verse revealed said, Prophet, you should not put your body in this amount of hardship. You have to rest. Imam Sadiq said the ayah was revealed to remind Prophet that even in the act of worship and ibadat, you must have balance. Even in that. Because Rasulullah used to stay at night and do prayers standing up to a degree that his foot would have started swallowing. And then Allah said, this is too much for you. For some of us, I don't even know if it's considered standing. I mentioned this before. Some people have world record on reciting Surah Hamd under 3 seconds for some reason. In his case, it was doing a long prayer. But even Allah reminds the Prophet of God balance. If we want, my brothers and sisters, balance, if you want happiness, if you want peace of mind, we must have balance. Make sure that you have time for dunya and akhirah, both. Both. And if anybody else preaching you anything beside this, tell them to read Quran, tell them to read the teaching of the Prophet and his family. And even Imam al-Hussein is an example of that. The person who has the life of balance. He's the same person that when it comes to the time of prayers, act of worship, he stops the battle and said, recite the azan, we're going to do prayers. Even in the middle of the battlefield. Even in the day of Ashura. I'm not going to let dunya, war, anything stop me from my religion. But the same person orders his soldiers to dig trenches in the back of his army, in the back of his camp, and put fire in those trenches in order to protect his camp from being attacked from behind. That's the work. You have to dig, right? Imagine the companions of Imam Hussein, they do worship. They spend nights, Salatul Layl, reciting Quran, but also physically they went and they start digging trenches, holes behind the camp in order to protect themselves against a possible attack. That is the balance. So I make dua, Ya Allah, protect my family. Make du'as, right? We have to do du'as. Protect my husband, protect my wife, protect my children. Where is the part that we actually dig a trench? Are we putting our children in the right school? Are we spending time with our wife? Are we taking care of the emotional need of our spouse? Dua is there. Where is the action? As I mentioned, Imam alayhi salam made dua, Ya Allah, help me in the path of struggling against the enemies of God. But at the same time, his sword was sharp. He sharpened his sword at night. So, Ya Allah, made my sword to be sharp. No, he actually spent the night to clean. He wore the armor. When you make a dua, ask yourself what preparation we did for it. Everything. When I say, Ya Allah, give me rizq halal, provide me with some form of lawful income, what did I do for it? What did I do for it? Sometimes you have to negotiate. You have to talk to the people you're working with. Sometimes you have to, go take a class, update and upgrade your skills because of the time is coming. You can't say, Ya Allah, give me rizq and I'm going to do nothing about it. You take the step and then you ask Him for support. Because without His might and permission, I will not be able to take a step. Nothing. So I need His support for every act I do, but I have to initiate as well. That's what we learn from Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Let me finish about balance. Imam Kadhim alayhi salam, let's recite another salawat for our 7th Imam. Talking about the importance of this balance. And I know a lot of people even get frustrated with the religion. How many times I heard this thing, Shaykh, I prayed and prayed and prayed. Why this happened? I'm not a bad person. I did go to majalis of Imam Hussein. I went to Ramadan. I took my kid to the Saturday school or Sunday school. Why this happened? Is that God does not listen to me? Is God that is unjust? And I tell them, my brother, my sister, when you make a dua, it doesn't mean it will be a replacement for your parenthood. You still have to do your role as a father and as a mother. Imam Ali took his children, Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein. They had teachers. They had Quran teachers. How many times you heard this story? Imam Ali took his sons, the master of the youth of paradise, to teacher. And after they learned the first surah, but we have that Imam Ali al-Salam gifted so much to the teacher. From dirham and dinar and all the money, currency at the time. Said, because there is no equivalent of what you did for me and my children. This is a question we have to ask ourselves. How did we provide the parts that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala already gave us the strength? We should be the one investing that time. Give me one example in the entire Quran that Allah said, make dua and do nothing. Where? Oh, you just trust in God and do nothing. But this is the wrong understanding that unfortunately leads to the life of chaos. A life that is not balanced. Why? Because we make a dua and then we go with imbalance. We go with imbalance. I tell people, you choose a job to provide for your family and you don't see your kids for 6 months. All due respect to the people who make that decision. May Allah give you strength. But ask yourself, is that a balanced decision? For 6 months you don't see your children, your wife, your spouse. How is that balanced? I know you're providing for them and you're going to use the hadith that I just said, yeah, I'm doing jihad fi sabilillah because I'm providing for my family. But where is the balance? We work and work and work, and then sometimes we shocked. What? Who's this child? I don't even recognize my daughter. I don't even recognize my son. Because you did not meet them. You just have the greed and, the greeting moment of Salaam alaikum, good night. That's it. And we think that's it. This is all parenting could be. And look at the relationship of Hazrat Ali Akbar and Imam Hussein. When you listen to the musibah, listen. What kind of relationship? Hazrat Ali Akbar, when you listen to the musibah, the basically the tragedy, the historical narrative of it, it seems like he's a teenager. Oh, my son, come to me, my dear son, my beloved son. But he is a man in his almost end of his 20s. He's in the 30s. Ali Akbar, we say, is not, we think he's a 16-year-old or 18-year-old. He's not. He's older than Imam Zain al-Abidin. He's a grown-up. But the conversation between Imam Hassan is so close and intimate that he goes to the battlefield and come back and said, my father, the thirst is killing me. And I said, I just used this excuse to come back and look at you one more time. Look at the love between a father and son. And today we close and shut the door. I don't even want to see the face of my parents. At the age of 30s, I don't have time. I'm busy. I have my life. I have my life. And then we say, why we're not happy? Because to be happy, we need that fulfilling relationship. You could have the best of friends. You should have friends. Your friends cannot fulfill the role of your parents and family. Your family cannot fulfill the role of your parents. You need both of them. And if you have one of them missing, that imbalance, it will show itself eventually. That lack of tranquility and peace will show itself. Inshallah, I'll continue this topic. So the summary of what we said, the topic is how to acquire peace, tranquility, itminan, nafs mutma'inna, from the teaching of our religion, from the teaching of Imam Hussein. Number one is to reject taghut, to reject transgression, to reject and stay away from imbalance. How to do it, how to acquire balance. Remember, do not let dunya undermine your faith. You need faith. The same way you eat 3 meals a day. I don't know how many meals a day you have. Maybe you're dieting or something, but you get my point. Because I know people, they sometimes stick to my example, Sheikh, I don't take 3 meals a day. You understand what I mean. If you take that meal for the body, your soul needs that meal as well. Your prayers is the meal. Your worship is the meal that the soul needs. If your body is not hungry, but your soul is, you find discomfort. If your soul is full, you do all your prayers, but your stomach is hungry, you'll feel it. The same way that Imam Hussein, spiritually, his companions and his family were fulfilled. They were satisfied spiritually, but the thirst was there, right? The thirst still was there, and make it more difficult. So the solution, inshallah, to find the tranquility is to have balance. Not a dunya that will sacrifice the akhirah for it. Not in the form of practicing faith that you undermine your responsibility of dunya. As Quran said, وَلَا تَنْسَ نَصِيبَكَ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا. Do not forget your share of this life, the halal share of this real life. But one of the imbalances we see in the behavior of the people of Kufa, this will be inshallah the musibah we dedicate tonight. Last night I talked about the farewell of Imam Hussein from Medina, how he said his final goodbye to the grave of the Prophet and his brother Imam Hassan and his mother Hazrat Fatima. But tonight we dedicate the thawab and the reward of this program to a messenger of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, who saw the 2 different faces of the people of Kufa, the imbalance of the people of Kufa. Muslim ibn Aqil is the messenger that at the beginning people of Kufa were fighting over who's going to be the host for him. There were literally argument between people that Muslim has to come to my house first. He has to be in my house first. But as soon as the moment of test came, as soon as Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad either paid them off, bribed them, or scared them, fear or money, which again in this modern world we live in are the same 2 factors that a lot of geopolitical landscape that we can see is based on these 2 factors. They're not different. Fear, money. You can do a lot of things with these 2 factors. And he did the same thing. And the same people were fighting over who's going to be the host of Muslim. We have that Muslims start leading the prayers, and at the Maghrib time there are few people behind him. When he came to Kufa and people said we're ready, and he sent a letter to Imam Hussein, there were thousands and thousands who gave him allegiance and said, tell Imam Hussein to come, we're waiting for him, we're ready to defend his right, we are tired from this tyrant, we're ready to do what is necessary to be done. And he wrote the letters to Imam Hussein. My master Hussein, everything is ready, come. But by the end of that day, when Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad used his plots and his deceiving way to change the direction of the people's revolution, few people stayed behind, from thousands to few in Maghrib. By Isha prayers, there was not even one. That is imbalance. We don't miss a night in Ramadan, but then for the rest of the year, nothing. Balance. I just do, in first 10 days of Muharram, I eat halal, which is good. I'm not saying to remove that as well, but balance is to keep it. Imbalance is to just go switch all the time. He finished his prayers, now he has no one. Even few people who supported him, they were imprisoned. Sulaiman ibn Surad al-Khuzai, he's a man who gave him shelter, but eventually he was imprisoned because of that. And now he has no one. He's walking the streets of Kufa in the middle of the night, and he's thirsty. He knocked at a random door. An old woman opened the door. He introduced himself. Said, I am Muslim ibn Aqil. I'm the messenger of Hussein. And this is what the people of Kufa did to me. Can you offer me some water? She said, of course. She welcomed him. He drank from the water. She provided a place for him to rest. And he fell asleep. But the son of this woman was somebody who was looking for some money, for some prize money. As soon as, because there was a prize money on the head of Muslim, that anybody who bring Muslim in, get this reward. So there's a lot of bounty hunters looking for him. So he is one of them. As soon as he figured out that this is Muslim, he called the other soldiers to come and they surrounded Muslim. And Muslim started fighting. He is don't forget, he is the cousin of Imam Hussein, and he is from the lineage of Imam Ali. So he is as brave as you can imagine. So how we know? Because they were not able to fight with him one-on-one. Even when they surrounded him, they were not able to capture him. So they told him, if you put your sword down, we give you amnesty. We give you protection. He agreed. A Muslim's promise worth something. He put his sword down, and the moment he did it, they captured him and started beating him. So they broke that promise. These are the people that Imam Hussein is dealing with. That breaking promises is a very, very traditional practice for them. Learn one thing, my dear brothers and sisters, even from the musibah of Muslim, remember, if you make a promise, still and stick to that promise even with your blood. That your words means everything. More than a signature, more than a fingerprint, whatever you consider more important. Imagine, your words has to have that weight. Don't be one of those who picked up the habits of the enemies of Hussein. So they brought him to the palace of palace of Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad. And again, now he's been fighting and now he's been beaten up. He asked for some water again. But this time we have that the water, because of he was bleeding from his lips and teeth, got mixed with the water and he refused to drink from that water. And we have that Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad told him, I will give you your freedom if you go and publicly denounce Hussein. If you go and say that he's not coming or he's just coming for power, try to undermine what he's coming for, I'll let you go. And we have that he said, my life, even if you give me the entire dunya, it would not be enough for me to sell Hussein. Why do you think I came here for? For dunya? The moment I left my family, I did my wasiyah, my final will. So we have that he ordered to bring Muslim to the roof of the palace of Kufa. Before the soldier is responsible to cut off the head of Muslim, standing over his head, said, let me make one dua before you finish. He gave him that chance. This is his final wish. And they saw Muslim is crying. He's weeping. And they said, Muslim, it's not too late. If you change your mind, if you're scared of death, don't worry, we give you another chance. Let's go. He said, these tears are not for me. These tears are for the man that I wrote letter to. It's for my Imam and Master that I told him, Ya Hussein, come, people of Kufa are ready for you. And now I see that the swords of people of Kufa are ready for him and his children. And then we have that the last words of the Muslim, that may Allah inshallah make us to recite those last words as well. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله يا حسين بن علي يا ابن رسول الله. The last word of Muslim was to say peace and blessing be upon Hussein. And the last word as he uttered, the head of the Muslim fell from the palace roof to the ground. Then they throw the body of the Muslim to the ground. And for days after Karbala, after Ashura, the body of Muslim was hanging in the city of Kufa. At the moment of the Shahada, we have that the Imam, with the permission of God, have that knowledge of the unseen. As soon as that incident took place in the city of Kufa, we have that Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam look at his companion and said, may peace and blessing of Allah be upon my cousin Muslim, son of Aqil. Assalamu alayka ya Muslim ibn Aqil. They said, Ya ibn Rasulullah, what are you talking about? Muslim are thousands of miles away from where we are. Imam alayhi salam said, at this moment the news was reached that this trip, this journey is different journey. This is a journey without return. Ya Abu Abdullah, at that moment the last word of the Muslim was to send his peace and blessing upon you. But there was one more person who called you at the last moment, but in his case you came to him, and that was Abu al-Fadl Abbas. As the last word of Abbas was Akhak adrik akhak, my brother Hussein, come to your brother Abbas. Last word of Abbas was to call for Hussein. As Imam Hussein rushed into the Alqama, to the place of the Shahada of Abbas, saw the body of Abbas on the ground with no hand, he said, Al-an qad inkazara dhahri wa qallad hilati وَأَلَا لَعْنَةُ اللَّهِ عَلَى الْقَوْمِ الظَّالِمِينَ وَسَيَعْلَمُ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا أَيَّ مُنْقَلَبٍ يَنْقَلِبُونَ يا رب الحسين بحق الحسين اشف صدر الحسين بظهور الحجة. Ya Allah, by the honor of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, help us and guide us toward the straight path. By the honor of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, protect us from the affliction of this life and hereafter. By the honor of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, help us to be worthy of the shafa'ah and intercession of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein and his companions. By the honor of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, bless all those who are ill, all those who are in need of our prayers to be granted with quick shifa and healing and recovery. By the honor of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, bless the soul of all marhumeen, all our amwad, all parents, who they are the reason that we are able to continue the message of Sayyid al-Shuhada. They raised us with the love of Hussein. Ya Allah, bless their soul. By the honor of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, hasten, do ta'ajeel in the return of Imam of our time, Imam Sahib al-Asr wal-Zaman. Let's inshallah everybody stand up. If my respected sisters, inshallah if you go to the other hall, you can inshallah listen to Azadari from the other hall. And brothers, inshallah, if you organize your line to finish with Azadari and Musibah of Sayyid al-Shuhada, inshallah. Jazakallah khair, sisters, for helping us. If you have, inshallah, straight lines, organized lines, Jazakallah khair. MashaAllah, straight lines, everybody. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Inshallah, as you organize the lines, recite this zikr with me. As-salamu alayk ya Aba Abdullah. As-salamu alayk ya Aba Abdullah. As-salamu alayk ya Aba Abdullah. As-salamu alayk Abdullah Sayyidi ya Mazlum ya Aba Abdullah Sayyidi ya Mazlum. Everyone. Sayyidi ya Mazlum ya Aba Abdullah Sayyidi ya Mazlum. Abdullah, As-salamu alayk ya Aba Abdullah. As-salamu alayk Abdullah.
بر محمد اهل بیت محمد صلوات. کربلای ما اینجاست، نینوای ما اینجاست. کربلای ما اینجاست، نینوای ما اینجاست. کربلای ما اینجاست، اینجاست. قتلگاه یاران با وفای ما اینجاست. کربلای ما اینجاست، نینوای ما اینجاست. کربلای ما اینجاست. رأس من در این صحرا از بدن جدا گردد. اکبرم به خون غلطان از غرم فدا گردد. لاله حسن پر پر در رگ خدا گردد. قتلگاه سقای با وفای ما اینجاست. کربلای ما اینجاست، نینوا اینجاست. پیش چشم من اینجا تیر و نیزه و خنجر پارم پارم می گردد. پیکر علی اکبر آتشم زند بر دل. خنده علی اصغر قتلگاه یاران با وفای ما اینجاست. کربلای ما کربلای ما اینجاست، اینجاست. در عزای ما اینجا چشم خواهرم گرید. دور قتلگاه دشمن بهر دخترم گرید. با ملائکه جدم باب و مادرم گرید. چشم انبیا گریان در عزای ما اینجاست. کربلای ما اینجاست، اینجاست. کشته می شود اونو جعفرم در این صحرا. غرق خون شود خاک کربلا در این صحرا، سنگی کی نمی بارد بر سرم در این صحرا، لاله گنز خون روی حق نمای ما اینجاست، کربلای ما جاست. دشمن آتش افروزد، خیمه های ما سوزد، دامن یتیمانم از ری جفا سوزد، قلب شیعیان بر ما تا صف جزا سوزد، گوش خلق عالم پر از صدای ما اینجاست، کربلای ما اینجاست، نینوای ما
صلوات علی محمد و آل محمد. So if you don't understand Farsi, this is a Noha about Hazrat Muslim. This is talking about him talking to Imam Hussein from distance, that how he is stranded in the streets of Kufa, and how eventually what he is expecting for is to meet his creator. So this is pretty much the meaning, and this is the word of Muslim to call Imam Hussein, a Hussein, Hussein, Janam, Sayyidi Hussein Janam. So that will be the answer, inshallah, that we come to. ای حسین حسین جانم، سیدی حسین جانم، ای حسین حسین جانم، سیدی نام، ای حسین حسین جانم، سیدی نم. کوچه کوچه کوفه بوی عطر خون دارد، کوچه کوچه کوفه بوی عطر خون دارد، عاشق تو ای مولا چهره لاله گون دارد، از غمت پریشانم در ره تو قربانم، ای حسین حسین جانم، سیدی حسین نام، ای حسین حسین جانم نام. کعبه بوسه میگیرد از لب گوهر بارد، کعبه بوسه میگیرد از لب گوهر بارد، من طواف خون کردم در هوای دیدارد، قبله تو میقاتم مکتب تو ایمانم، ای حسین حسین جانم، سیدی حسین جانم، ای حسین حسین جانم، سیدی حسین جانم، ای حسین حسین جانم. ای حسین من اینجا بویی از وفایی نیست، ای حسین من اینجا بویی از وفایی نیست، اهل کوفه نامردن دست آشنایی نیست، من اسیر بیداده قوم نامسلمانم، ای حسین حسین جانم، سیدی حسین جانم، ای حسین حسین جانم، سیدی حسین جانم، ای حسین حسین جانم. کار من فلک امروز بر محبت افکنده، زیر تیغ کین بر مرگ مسلمت زند خنده. بر قریبیت مولا اشک حسرت افشانم، ای حسین حسین جانم، سیدی حسین جانم، ای حسین حسین جانم، سیدی حسین جانم، ای حسین سیدی. میرسد به دامانت گرچه دست من بسته، داغ هجر تو دارم با دلی که بشکسته. میکنم سلام از دور سیدی حسین جانم، ای حسین حسین جانم، سیدی حسین جانم، ای حسین حسین جانم، سیدی حسین جانم، ای حسین حسین. سر به پایت افکندم تا نظر کنی بر من، آرزوی تو دارم زیر خنجر دشمن. از غمت پریشانم در ره تو قربانم، ای حسین حسین جانم، سیدی حسین جانم، ای حسین حسین جانم، سیدی حسین جانم،
ای حسین حسین جانم، سیدی حسین جانم. کی لب تشنه کند جان قربان، تن شریان و سرش زیب سنان. دوستان کاش شدندت قربان آقا، تا که پای تو نباشد بمیان. وای صد وای به حال عرسان، در و کارو را در و کاروانو را بوی د کربلا راځي، دشتونه په وینو را څومره خوش لمحه راځي. در و کاروانو را در و کاروانو را بوی د کربلا راځي، رو رز خیمه وینم پلمبو بلیجی، جنازه د اکبر جان لیلا پر جړیږي. د ژړا د ماشومان غوښته می رسیږي، ز شمرو سنان وینم ز شمرو سنان وینم مخ پر قتلګاه راځي، دشتونه په وینو رنګ څومره خوشنما راځي. در و کاروانو را وینم شپږ شپېته زنان پرسې تړلې دي، وینم شپږ شپېته زنان پرسې تړلې دي. دویم د نیزو په سر سرونه ځړولې دي، قرائت د قرآن پرې سر شروع کړی دي. پرې سر چې قرآن وایي پرې سر چې قرآن وایي کفر ته ژړا راځي، دشتونه په وینو رنګ څومره خوشنما راځي. در در و کرارو را در و کرارو را بوی د کربلا تاریک عینین میشو نوینم پستر گلمر تاریک عینین میشو نوینم پستر گلمر دمر وینم دی ولار شمر سنان دوی پرسر مور فاطمه وینم پجڑا جوڑا ماشر زد سر گریوال وینم زد سر گریوال مینم اهل د مصطفی راجی دشتون پوینو رنگ سمر خوشنما راجی در و کارو را در و کارو را بوی د کربلا راجی دشتون کمینو رنگ سمر خوشنما راجی در و کارو را در و اجركم الله باراگو پیمبر که غلی جان من است ام بجان غلیبو اسم محمد صلوات
السلام عليك يا رسول الله يا نبي الله يا خير خلق الله يا خاتم النبيين السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين ويا إمام المتقين علي بن أبي طالب السلام عليك يا مولاتنا يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين السلام عليكما أيها الحسن والحسين سبطي نبي الرحمة والسيدي شباب أهل الجنة السلام عليك علي بن الحسين زين العابدين السلام على محمد بن علي الباقر السلام على جعفر بن محمد الصادق السلام على موسى بن جعفر الكاظم السلام على علي بن موسى الرضا السلام على محمد بن علي التقي الجواد السلام على علي بن محمد الهادي النقي السلام على حسن بن علي العسكري الزكي السلام عليك يا صاحب الزمان يا خليفة الرحمن يا إمام الإنس والجان عجل الله تعالى فرجك وسهل الله تعالى مخرجك وظهورك السلام عليكم يا أهل بيت النبوة جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر صدق الله العلي العظيم وإلى أرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات ولشفاء مرضانا especially for the Maris, especially our brother Jaffar's mother and this sister who's, as I said, is in need of kidney transplant, and all the other Maris that they requested dua. Recite Surah Fatiha with the salawat ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah.